Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans. We missed you after the game last week, so we got plenty to talk about. Lots of current events involving the coaching staff, and we're going to get through all of it and more, so let's get into it. Sammy, start us up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
Ward looking. Looping out of trouble. Trying to set up receivers. He's going to throw against his body to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Spectacular. Cam Ward, welcome to Nashville.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. Sick! It's going to be sick.
Alrighty, folks, once again, welcome back to another edition of the Sick Podcast, Talking Titans, joined always by my counterpart, Jarett. How we doing, brother?
I'm living in poverty right now, man.
Yeah.
It seems like that's going to be the only touchdown we're going to hear all for the rest of the season is our new intro with Cam Ward's first touchdown with us being there. But it's few and far in between right now with two touchdowns in 16 quarters. So
I honestly think we might want to consider dropping that soundbite of him saying "we ass" as our new intro.
Serious.
I think that would be pretty entertaining.
We keep it a buck.
We'll keep it a buck. Maybe we'll do that. Keep an ear out for that. But
drop the core of our fucking games.
Yeah. We have so much to talk about. It's not fair how much we have to talk about. But before we do, let's always take a special moment here to give a shout out to our great sponsors, starting with DraftKings. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props, or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. Here's the best part: bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 6sports. That's code 6sports to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, as always, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
All right, our next sponsor, Huel. Obviously, it's been great to us. They sponsored us. They gave us shakes and protein shakes. We have powders, 3-pound packs they have. It has 35 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber, 27 vitamins and minerals. And obviously this 16-ounce bottle right now has 400 calories. So it actually has a meal replacement and protein. So I like I said, I take it sometimes for dinner. That's my meal replacement for dinner and obviously for breakfast on either days. But together make Huel healthy eating simple. Try today with 15% off your purchase for new customers with my exclusive code SICKTITANS at Huel.com/SickTitans. Use my code and fill out the post-checkout survey to help support our show.
All righty. Appreciate you guys as always. So let's jump right into it, Jarett. I'll give you the floor to start things off. As I mentioned earlier, we were not able to go live after the game yesterday. So,
little scheduling conflicts, but it's all good.
Yeah. So I'll give you the floor on what you thought about what you saw.
I mean, nothing has really changed. We thought things would get better with Bo calling plays, just a little bit more creativity, but just looking at the numbers, I mean, right off the bat, 17, the time of possession difference was 17 minutes. We only had 10 first downs. It's just third downs is 2 for 11. Just the numbers alone, it's just mind-boggling how bad and the regression that we're going now from Denver, where we thought, we could have won that game. We had a lead a little bit. We had the turnover battle. We go to the Rams. We were up 13-10 at halftime. Then we get to the Colts. We were in it at halftime. We got shellacked after that. And then this was just a belt to ass. And it seems like we're getting worse and worse going into the season, where it's supposed to reverse, where you're supposed to go from worse and get better. Obviously, Jeffrey Simmons in the locker room saying, he's sick of hearing the same shit over and over again. We got to coach better. We got to play better. It seems like a constant constant theme with this team right now. I don't know if it's a culture thing, but obviously it is a culture thing. And it's coaching, in my opinion. And like we said, I don't know why they haven't gone away from Brian Callahan as of yet. Their lack of in-game adjustment and creativity is just it's one of the worst I've ever seen as a Titans head coach. And like we're worse than the Ken Wisenhunt days right now. Just the way they look prepared in that game. Nothing is ever clicking at all. The offensive line, they're trying to help by bringing tight ends to get more, protection with Cam Ward. Cam Ward seems like he's really not going through his progressions that well either, which scares me now with Brian Callahan. And it also scares me now if we do move on from him and we go another head coach, are we going to ruin Cam Ward like we did with Vince Young, like we did with Marcus Mariota, and the constant rotations of head coaches and offense coordinators? That's my biggest fear right now with this team. But if he's at the helm much longer, like I said, I had it circled. I know you're saying why the Patriot game? Why the Patriot game? It should be now. It should have been last year. It should have been after week 1. I just think, just looking at their schedule and looking anything past, I don't see this team winning 1, if not 2 games going forward. And I'll bring it up later on in the show, but just the way that their lack of motivation, the disheveledness, the wide receivers, the tight ends, they cannot get open. Like I said before, they're bringing the tight ends involved, for chipping and trying to help Cam Ward block, which is leaving 3 wide receivers or 2 wide receivers just running routes.
And they're not even helping.
They're not even helping no matter what, because they can't get open because they're triple and double teamed. So it makes no fucking difference. They might as well just run the ball every down if that's the case. I mean, this team needs a total revamp. And that's why I said, if you want to fire Sal, you might as well do it. Unload Ridley, because what has he done since he's been in Tennessee besides that 1,000-yard season? Nothing. Tyler Lockett is seamlessly nowhere to be found, right, in this offense. All the free agent signings that we're doing, right?
Remember Van Jefferson?
Snead, he can go too. That's another one you can get picks for. And Dan Moore and Cushenberry, all these guys that we thought we would help bring this team, and help out the quarterback and help out this team, take that next step. It's just every single free agent we bring in here, it's just it's bad, and it feels like this nucleus needs a whole revamp. And to be honest with you, that was the last straw for me on back-to-back division games like that.
Well, I'm happy that the final straw was pulled with you, because I don't have any straws left in the fucking bin to pull. I'll be honest with you. I woke up today and I was not fully on board, but I was I was going to go into this with the mindset that Brinker and Borgonzi weren't a unit when Callahan was brought in. So they got to have some sort of plan. They're willing to take the lashing right now from the fan base. They have a plan in place that they think is going to work.
Sure hope so.
Huh?
I sure hope so. And I do have one plan, but I'm going to let you finish. But
that's the original, but that's not how we finish this. So that's what when I woke up today, I'm like, you know what? I'm not happy still about how they're doing this, because I still don't ever imagine this being the best option. But I have a feeling they have some plan in place that I can't put together that relies on him staying. So I'm like, I have to see this through. This isn't their guy, or at least, Brinker was here when we got him, but not Borgonzi. So I'm going to let them be the 2-headed dragon, and their only thing they've done so far this draft has been decent. So, but then I watched again the clip of Cam Ward after the game, and I'm saying to myself, you just made the most professional, the most respectful. I mean, this kid comes from blue-collar family, hardworking family, like respect, like just you could tell that his family is by the book. You do things right. You're respectful all the time. This freaking organization makes this kid drop an F-bomb week 4, calling him ass, everyone ass. You really are hurting this guy. So you mentioned earlier, are you worried about this ruining Cam Ward? Well, Callahan staying provides zero benefit to Cam Ward, or anybody for that matter. So getting rid of him can't do any further damage because there's no more damage left to be done. They can only be better without him. So I think that should just – so my point being, I can't be on board with the way they're handling this because you're seeing Cam Ward regress in real fucking time. And I had a conversation briefly with my dad last night about, and I believe it. If you're born to be a champion, you're going to be a champion, man. This kind of bump in the road is not going to take us away from eventually being champions. If this kid is the real deal as far as a quarterback's concerned, but it doesn't help when you're making this kid really frustrated this early into his career. And having this fucking non-serious group of staff members outside of a couple is just ruining his early progression as a quarterback. I said it once, I'll say it a million more times. In order to win consistently in this league, you need to have teammates that hold each other accountable. So in shorter terms, great leaders. And you need to have a coach that holds people accountable. If playing with max effort was a skill, if it wasn't a skill, everyone would do it. You need other teammates and your staff members to get the best out of your 53 every single week. That is the difference between a team that wins games and a team that will lose every fucking game they play in the NFL. Because they don't have players that hold each other accountable, and they don't have coaches that hold their fucking players accountable. So that is why you're seeing an unserious, doesn't even look like an NFL product. And until that changes, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I'm nervous that even though I believe Cam Ward is still going to be good if we give him a good opportunity to be good, it's going to be more difficult the more we screw him this rookie season. And we're just this play calling is so effing dumb, Jarrett. It's just so dumb. This jerk off literally emulated the guy whose job he replaced. He's like, I'm going to do the same thing. What kind of lunatic would fucking do that, dude?
Yeah, I mean, the roster is, like I said, is in shambles. The offensive line, no cohesiveness. We have plug-and-play guys. Kevin Zeitler's 36 years old. So it's not helping Cam Ward where we thought it was going to help Cam Ward with the pass game and try to bring these guys together. But Cam Ward is off to one of the worst starts statistically as a number one overall pick in his first 4 games. Just reading some of his stats, 51% completion percentage last, 614 yards in the league right now, second to last, 2 passing touchdowns last, 17 sacks taken, which is last, which is really first in the NFL. 23 QBR, last in the NFL. 63% passer rating, second last in the NFL. And 4 losses is last. That right there is a staple of what I'm piggybacking off of you. Putting your quarterback in the specific spots to succeed, all those stats right there. Last, second to last, second to last. You're not doing that. You're not helping this guy whatsoever. So, like, for him to be frustrated and him to say all this shit in the post game, I loved it. The fire. Whether
I loved it too.
At these guys, it just shows that, like, the lack of culture, he could stand. Brian Callahan can stay up on that podium where I'm also loving. I don't know if it's from us with our jersey, tough, don't give a shit attitude that we're bringing to this team. But as you can see, these guys, the reporters, are taking it to the head coaches now. They're giving it like Paul Kowarski gave it to him. TD's giving it to him.
Low hanging fruit, man.
So I'm sitting there and I'm loving it because he's sitting there getting pissed off because he can't even answer the hard questions. Does he have the locker room? Of course he's going to say he has the locker room, but he doesn't have the locker room.
No.
Jeffrey Simmons, you see all these guys sneeze, pissed off in the locker room. They don't have shit. They're not playing for anything. They fold in the fourth quarter. You know that long run's coming, and it sure as hell came with Wicks this weekend, right? It gives up. This team gives up once that second half comes. That's it. They chill in the locker room. They know it's over. They know it's over because that's when they pour it on. We're the worst statistically second half defense in the league. There's no adjustments. There's no nothing. But in my opinion, like, we're going to get into it. I'll let you talk after this. But there's a couple of head coaches that I would like to give a chance, and it's definitely not one of the guys that you've been saying, because I've been thinking about this, what can actually fix this team? Who has ties to the front office a little bit? But this team needs a culture change. It needs a total flip of everything, and then you need to start unloading players for picks at this point.
The easiest, most telling statistic that you can't dispute is that Will Levis, his first full season, I guess you could say 17 games, or I think if you can even simplify it more, his first like 5 games, maybe. I don't know. But they had a statistic. And
I got it right here. Will Levis in first 4 starts, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 875 yards, 61% completion percentage, 1 and 3. Cam Ward has 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 614 yards, 51% completion percentage, and 0-4. Now, you're telling me in the same offense with the same head coach, right? You're dropping with the number 1 overall pick, what Cam Ward is supposed to be better than him?
Well, that's the thing. You know,
he did have Derrick Henry one year, right? Will Levis. He had DeAndre Hopkins. But, I mean, come on. That was D-Hop of 2 years ago at that point.
Well, no, my point is, what's the difference between Will Levis's first 4 starts and Cam Ward's first 4 starts? Well, that's the head coach. And we're talking about a guy who, you know, I wanted gone for a while. They got him gone. I'm not walking any of that back. He didn't call the plays. He doesn't call the plays for New England. So he's purely a get him going head coach, which at this point now, I used to think is pointless, but I don't think it's so pointless anymore. Because it's so difficult to find leaders in the staff that, you know, can get those extra inches out of your players, you know, to get that extra effort out of your players. And it you know, at least it looks like Vrabel to an extent, because they're really not that good of a team, New England. Their roster is nothing to write home about.
They're definitely going to take some time, but they show promise. Yeah, they show promise.
They're 2-2. So, again, it's so cut and dry that this coach is – it's fine that you want to ride this out, but it's very evident that this roster led by this coach is an absolute cocktail for disaster. And if you want to really – it's just, why delay the inevitable? Are you going to actually, like, if this team doesn't win a game this year, which is very clearly a possibility because they're so far and away the worst team in the National Football League, it would take the worst team's worst day to give us a chance to win. Are they going to keep the guy if they go 0-17 to the last game? Mm-hmm. Like, that would be historically, like, leaps and bounds the worst coaching career in the league's history. But so it's almost as if you think there's a chance this guy can win a few games, because if you're going to wait till they're 0-9 or 0-10, it's just going to look worse and worse. So I don't understand the logic, what their game plan is going to be. They're going to get their shit kicked in against Arizona. You know that. This team is everyone's get-right game. 0-3 team. We'll shut them out.
They are a little hurt, though. But
if they have Kyler Murray and half their starting defense, they're going to destroy this team at home.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely destroy this team. And I don't even care if Latham comes back, which I don't think he's even close to coming back. Tajay Spears is going to come back. Okay. You know, I wish Barry Sanders was coming back, but okay, we'll take Tajay Spears. His wins above replacement surely isn't very high, but we'll see if that has any real effect. Because honestly, Pollard's been doing pretty decent, to be honest, but anyway, it's just.
I mean, we're not going to even get into the Arizona game until Friday with our picks and everything. Yeah. But if you're just looking at our schedule, because I was glancing at this, because I have it pinned up at my work, and every week I put L, and now looking at the rest of the schedule, you have the Cardinals, the Raiders. Just tell me, stop me, please, Sal, when you say maybe. Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
You have the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Colts, the Chargers, the bye week,
Mm,
Texans,
mhm,
Seattle, the
mhm.
Jaguars, the Browns, who are very tough on defense. And we're
Browns
going
are
to be
going to
at the
shut us
Browns.
out. Oh my
Okay. Then you got the Chiefs. Then you go to week 17 against the Saints.
No.
Maybe,
Did you see them in
maybe,
Buffalo? Did you?
maybe.
No fucking
That's what I'm
way.
saying. Maybe. That's the only shot. And then you got the Jaguars. Somebody please tell me in the comments when you hype this video, please tell me what I just read to you. What game is the Tennessee Titans going to win right now?
Is that New
Out of
Orleans
all
game?
those games,
Where is that Saints game?
the Saints games is home. That's what I'm saying.
They have a
the way we're playing right now, and if
They have
we
a-
unload people to get picks and so on and so forth, I cannot put a yup, we're going to win that game right now. The way we're playing football right now, nothing.
But here's the thing, like I can't say it enough times. Why I'm really getting upset now at fucking ownership is because it's not a secret that teams play differently when they get a spark. They sometimes need a spark. Okay? The average NFL football fan is going to say Jackson Dart beat the Chargers last Sunday. And he did have a part of that. He's part of the most important position in the game. Okay? But the Giants defense absolutely destroyed and dominated the Chargers. They made big plays in big moments. And you're not going to tell me for 1 second that the change at quarterback with youth and excitement in that building and the fans, how electric they were, didn't play a major part in why that team won. So what you're telling me right now is that this organization either doesn't know the easy truth or is refusing to accept it and doesn't give a shit, because they know damn well that at minimum, they'll have a couple thousand more people in their seats against New England if, Bones Fossil is interim or any other guy on that staff, because everyone in this fan base cannot stand this guy. They all want him gone. And the ownership is saying, we don't care. And that's the part that I can't let go. And every week, because he's here, he's coaching this game against Arizona. Every week, I'm gonna get more. I'm just, once I completely break ties, not like anyone cares anyway, but like they're getting towards like no, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a mortal sin. This ownership, like what they're allowing.
What it basically is, it's unwatchable football, and they know. Like I said, the only thing that said it, because I did say it to myself too, where this is not Borgonzi's guy. They thought about firing him in the beginning of the season, but then they were like, bringing in a rookie head coach or another head coach with a new offensive system. Either way, it would have been a new offensive system for Cam Ward, no matter what. Maybe we'll give Brian Callahan another shot. He clearly has failed that experiment. So, like, I'm looking at coaches, and I'm thinking of coaches just like you're thinking of coaches, and everybody listening is thinking about coaches. Who is going to coach this next team for a culture win? Who's going to coach this team, success and build around Cam Ward? And I came up with a couple names besides the Mike McCarthy's I've been seeing. I don't want anything to do with that. John Gruden, I'm thinking that he's not going to go to the NFL anymore because he's been saying he wants to go to the SEC and coach college. So, the Arkansas job's coming up. Florida may be coming up. Who knows with that? But guys in the NFL have ties with Borgonzi, have ties with Brinker. Don't know if Cliff Kingsbury has it, but he's one of them. Okay. Yeah. You could talk about Joe Brady, but those are two young guys now. Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator who has extreme ties with Mike Borgonzi. He was a head coach. He failed at it. Who knows? Give him a second chance. He could be a culture fit, right? Joe Lombardi. He's under Sean Payton, offensive coordinator for the Broncos. Look what he did with Bo Nix his rookie year. Look what he's doing currently right now with Bo Nix. Under Sean Payton, another guy could be a great culture fit. Those are four names that I'd be looking at right now, because I'm personally scared, Sal, about a young head coach, just like a Joe Brady first time with another first time, quarterback with rookie quarterback. That's why I want that established veteran style head coach. And I'm going to beat that in everyone's head for the rest of the season until this guy's fired and we're still searching for another guy.
Yeah, you gotta, I think the way to look about it is, they might need a veteran coach to pair with Cam Ward until they can build the culture. You know, when the standard is winning, which it, unfortunately only was for a very short period of time this last 10 years, but when the standard is winning, you can afford to, try somebody else, kind of like New England did. They have a standard of winning now. So they tried a new head coach. That didn't work. Now they're trying a veteran again. We're going to see if that works. But if Vrabel doesn't succeed, man, Kraft doesn't give a fuck. He has a standard of perfection, and they have gone way off the beaten path of that over the past couple of yees. So if you think Vrabel is going to get this long leash with New England where he can go 3 seasons, 5 games under 500, you're sadly mistaken. He's got to start doing well immediately, and we'll see if he does. But you got to set the standard as a winning culture before you can take a chance on a young quarterback, because you got to get the respect of the players. That's something that you have to understand. If you don't have the big time, accountability guys in the locker room, which we clearly don't, the guys that have been there for a while, the guys who have won big games, the guys that love winning so much that they don't care what others think about them, they're going to call you out when you do something wrong. You need those lunatics. Every good team's had them. We don't have them. We have a lunatic on the field in Jeff Simmons that wants to fucking sometimes, go after the whistle for no reason. And we got to put up with that, and that's fine. But, to your point, it's going to be tough until we have locker room leaders to take a chance on young coaches that nobody has respect for yet because they haven't done it yet. So, sometimes you get in positions like the Jaguars. Jaguars have at least some veteran talent on both sides of the ball that have been there long enough that, they're holding things down. And guess what? Doesn't hurt that your coach can call some plays, right? Is he calling the plays, that coach?
Liam Cohen, yeah, and he's not a first-time head coach either. He was a coaching in at Kentucky, so he actually had that head coaching experience, not in the NFL, but he had that. He had a locker room with the college students, and he played in the SEC.
Well, he's got them humming, man. And I'll tell you, I don't even know what it was about. I don't give a shit. That exchange he had with Robert Saleh after the game, that's the kind of shit that gets your fan hyped up, that gets your players hyped up.
Yeah.
Okay. And that gets the decibels a couple notches higher on a primetime night game, which we don't have, by the way, because seeing things like that, okay, this fucking coach, every time he speaks, looks so timid, looks so like scared, like the tears are going to roll down his face any given second. And every week you continue to let this guy represent your organization, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I don't know why they want to continue to put up with it, but must be some sort of plan, because they can't be this dumb. They just can't. There's no way they're this dumb.
Listen, I could see, and hopefully I could see the future with the $135 million that we have in free agency after the season. Obviously, it's going to be an attractive spot because we're going to have within, I'm going to say, the top 3 picks with all that money to spend, and hopefully a boatload of picks to revamp this roster, because God knows we need it. And hopefully we have the guy in Cam Moore. We still haven't seen it. We see flashes, but every game it looks like he's regressing. And Sunday was not his greatest showing at all. He was throwing all kinds of, cross body passes. Okay, once. The touchdown to Isle Manor. Okay, you can't do that every week in the NFL. You got to sit poised in the pocket. You got to roll. You got to find the open receiver. This coaching staff, I'm telling you, man, dating back to our fandom. I'm a little bit older than you, but I can remember, the offensive coordinators and the schemes, how they got people open. There's nothing here. There's absolutely no creativity, and it's sad boy football. Just like Buck says, sad boy radio, it's sad boy football, in my opinion. You can't watch it. I've shut this game off twice this year. This past weekend and the following weekend. I can't do it anymore. As fans, you're seeing people all over the internet, and they see it. Just like you said on your rant too. They see it. Amy sees it. All these people see it. TD says, the reporters see it. Everyone's talking. Something has to give. They hear us. They know what to do. I don't know why they're not pulling the trigger.
Yeah. I think the perfect way to put a bow on this, and we really didn't even get really into the details of this game on Sunday, but it's just not. There's no point.
There's
We
no
all
point.
watched it.
You
And there, wa-
got
and there,
hosed, belt to ass, 26
yeah,
nothing. There's
there
nothing
wasn't
to
much
talk
to get
about.
into. But of course, as always, there is a before halftime debacle. You know, the most cut and dry part about this is you're pairing a horrible schemed offense with conservative play calling. The one thing you can do if you want to salvage your job dignity as NFL employees is maybe let your number one overall pick do what you drafted him to do and just try to make something out of nothing. But you continue to keep him basically in a cage as often as you possibly can. You don't let him be free and do what he pleases. You're running the ball in 3rd and 12, not taking a shot in the end zone. You're doing this sad excuse of conserving every possible point. It's just it is so bad. You want to know how people in the media say, "What do you think getting rid of the coach is going to change?" Are we serious? What do we think getting rid of the coach is going to change? Maybe on a 3rd and 12, we have more than 15 seconds from our 30-yard line because we don't waste 7, 8, 9 seconds before we call a fucking timeout. Things that people on the couch shouldn't be able to pick up on in real time. And yet this idiot head coach, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is cut and dry shit. Maybe you take a throw to the end zone on 3rd and 12 and Cam Ward makes a play. That's what changes instantly when you get the headset off this guy. I don't know how these guys who get paid to cover this team don't see that. Yeah, the roster's not going to change, but maybe we are a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? We're more desperate to win a game because we don't seem very desperate to win a game right now. We seem pretty content losing and being outcoached every week.
You're throwing the ball 10 for 26 every week, and for barely 100 yards, barely 125 yards on an interception. You're lucky if you throw a touchdown. We're one of the worst passing offenses in the league. It's disgusting. You're 0-4. Throw the fucking ball down the field. What do you have to lose? Expand the playbook. We've been all asking about this, and this is what's going to get this guy fired, which should have been 4 games ago. I'm sorry not to agree with you back then. I said maybe give it a chance because you feel like you want to, hold on a little bit because you don't want to ruin your quarterback. I feel like we're going to ruin the fucking quarterback.
Does anyone think, as much as I wanted Callahan gone for a fucking whole calendar year now, you think I wanted to root against this team with Cam Ward at the helm?
Of course not.
In September? Oh my God, no. Did I have a hard time settling when I just couldn't envision ever Brian Callahan leading a Super Bowl team? It was tough, but I had to believe.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it took 1 game against Denver to know we just had a full year of this guy, and this is how he comes out of the gate. This scared fucking bitch ass football. No idea the fucking rules. No. That's it. The people try to act like this would be another rash decision by Amy Adams. They gave this guy more time than probably 31 other ownership groups. This is the worst record of anyone in 20 games in their whatever the fuck the stat is. This isn't a rash decision. This is a normal decision that anyone with a couple brain cells who wants any dignity for their team they own would do. So I don't understand. I mean, the media has these real bold headlines they keep spewing out, like, Amy can't make another rash decision, and this isn't a rash decision. This is the most easiest decision in the game. But anyway, we've been ranting and raving here. But as always, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We've been getting a lot more traction, comments, and stuff. We want to hear what you guys think. We want to know if you're on the same page, differ. As Jarett mentions, definitely give us that hype. That's been helping too. And our following's been picking up some steam too. So if you're not following or subscribed by now, please do that. And stay tuned to our socials. We'll give you updates on all of our stuff moving forward. We're definitely going to try to get some guests soon so we can pick a few brains and see, what universe they're living in, because the one we're in is not very bright. But Anything you want to add, Jay, before we head out for the day?
No, man, looking forward to Friday's show. We'll chop up and we'll talk about the depth charts and obviously what the Arizona Cardinals, what their depth chart looks like and who's playing, who's going to be out. We'll have our sick picks, our sick stack. And that's it. We'll be leading on to the weekend for Arizona. So hopefully a W. Highly doubt it, though.
Yeah, no. This is just we're doing this to be consistent, but this isn't a fun show to do right now. It's
not
really
right now,
fun.
but like I said, if you want the realest Titans content, you want real fandom, you're here and you're at the right spot because we're going to give it to you, and we're also going to provide the feedback, and we're going to also give it to them. We're going to give them flowers, and we're not going to give them their flowers, and we're going to get the best guests on this show, like Sal said, and we have guests lined up as well. So always stay tuned to us.
I'll give a lot of credit to not mention anyone specifically, but I see plenty of people that cover this team, and every show, no matter how fucking horrible things are, they get on, they do their happy-go-lucky intro like, we're back, and da-da-da-da, and I give them a lot of credit because I just couldn't do that. I'm so fucking miserable, as are you. But we're going to be here. We're not going anywhere, guys. So hope everyone has a great rest of their week. We'll see you on Friday. And as always, tighten up. Sammy, send us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.